What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am hot than a mofo right now. I ain't even gonna lie. I came out this morning for a doctor's appointment. Y'all think I got a UTI, Lord Jesus. Or possibly some stones, some kidney stones maybe, because I have my gallbladder taken out. But nonetheless, I've been out since this morning, and this morning it was 40 degrees, and now here I am still in this black sweater, and it's 70. So it's just burning up right now. And I would take this beanie off, but I can't let y'all see what's up under this hat, okay? Just ignore it. You girls are struggling right now, okay? Until I get my shit situated. That's why I went to the beauty supply and I bought me some like cute little, don't spill my drink. I bought some cute little like headscarf cover things or whatever because I need it. But yeah, nonetheless, I was calling you guys, Lord Jesus. I was trying to get with you girls and guys because I wanted to talk to y'all really quick. You know, just shoot this, just, you know what's up. And talk about a few of the topics up for discussion today, all right? And let's not waste the time. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first things first, I want to get into Jess Hilarious and the Breakfast Club. Y'all, Jess Hilarious and the Breakfast Club is definitely just, I guess, kind of how she called it, East Side High. She said it's high school right now. This bell is gonna drive me insane. I hope it doesn't, y'all don't hear it. Okay, maybe that's better. But yeah, so Jess Hilarious and Breakfast Club, if y'all haven't heard, this shit is everywhere. So y'all, Jess Hilarious is basically trying to say they tried to replace her on the low ski, okay? Y'all know Jess Hilarious had her baby, and you know, while she was on break, we had the fellow journalist Lauren fill in for her. I remember when Lauren first filled in, and I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, immediately when Lauren filled in and I, you know, saw a few of her episodes, like her little clips or whatever floating around, I said, Jess, you in danger. I said, you in danger, because it was just her energy and the way, it was, matter of fact, it really was just the way that she was reading the news and being very detail oriented, and how she was discussing the topics. Come on, people, come on, I got somewhere to be. It was how she was discussing topics. It was, you know, how well she you know, answered questions and had questions and, you know, things like that or whatever. And so I knew after seeing, bitch, go. I knew after seeing a few of her clips, I said, ooh, just you back at home on your break, and that break went from a temporary hiatus to it might be permanent. And as she, you know, stayed on there more, obviously, the more she's got time to meld in, you know, with DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God. And I noticed, you know, from the get-go, a lot more people were starting to feel like shit, she better than Jess, you know? And that's sad, because I don't want to say it's sad, but let's not play no games. When Jess Hilarious first got on the Breakfast Club, everybody was like, bitch, why? You know? And I'm not gonna lie, when, like, after I had my, like, about Jess joining the Breakfast Club, I let it go and just obviously, you know, tuned into the clips or whatever. Every now and again, I'll jump on YouTube and watch a few of the stuff, Jess with the mess or whatever. And I felt like it was okay, because at the time she was what was needed for the Breakfast Club. You know, she was what was needed as far as just like a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of somebody who ain't afraid to hold their tongue. You know, she messy in regards or whatever. But just with the climate of, you know, 2025 and just where we're headed, and, you know, wanting more information and people wanting to be, you know, be informed a lot more, and not just, it's a thing to just not be messy. If you could be messy and informative, bitch, that's the formula, you know? And, but now that Jess is back, she was like, I came back and, you know, I thought Shorty was gonna skedaddle, but she was still here. And so she was like, I started, you know, being angry at her, like, what's up, chick? Like, what's going on? And Jess is like, I'm asking questions. Ain't nobody got no answers for me. You know, I'm speaking with Lauren. And y'all, I did not know Lauren was a producer. I'm just finding out Lauren is a producer during all of this shenanigans right now. So I didn't know that she was a producer before Jess basically asked for her to, or like had her replace, like fill in for her while she was gone. So the fact that she went from behind the scenes to, you know, on camera, definitely kind of adds a little extra inquisition for me, especially because Charlamagne and DJ Envy, I'm getting pissed off watching this interaction with Jess and Lauren, because they keep trying to make it about social media. Don't let social media F you out of a job. You know, F them people. Just, you know, DJ Envy trying to do the fake, you know, the fake inspiration. F them people. Just, you know, this your place. You know, don't let the people do that. People talk about me for years. You know, don't let the people get to you. Just, you know, and Charlamagne, he's about, that's what I tell you. You know, just, you know, don't let social media get to you. And she kept having to reiterate to them, it's like, yeah, whatever, social media, but I'm talking about you, as y'all know, her words from wherever she from, you. I'm talking about you niggas, okay? Y'all were acting weird. And I guarantee DJ Envy, Charlamagne, while Jess was gone and they saw the reaction that Lauren was getting, I guarantee they probably already told Jess, hey girl, your position's here, you know, you ain't gotta worry about it being taken. You know, when you get back, we'll be here waiting on you. And them niggas was ready to renege, okay? Point blank period. They was ready to renege. And instead of having a straight up conversation with Jess and being like, hey, because of the feedback that we got from Lauren or whatever, for people with Lauren, you know, we are thinking of keeping her on. Now, keeping her on in combination with keeping Jess's position, cool, if that's what you want to do, fine, by all means. And that's why Jess is like, okay, well, if she's staying, then we need to take Jess with the mess off of it, because that's not her set. Like, give her her own segment. It sounds crazy to introduce me as Jess with the mess and then pull Lauren up, or like have Lauren speaking in the middle of it. Like, I think her segment was called like Lauren with the latest, or like something like that. And so it's like, I get it. Like, okay, if we both gonna stay on, we just gonna have to split these stories. Maybe give Lauren the more, you know, political, journalistic ones, like Wendy Williams, for instance. You know, she was really heavy in that. Give her more of those things, and then give Jess maybe like kind of the celebrity headline type stuff, you know. But you could tell there definitely was some weirdness, and Lauren admitted it. But see, Lauren, bitch, see, this is where you, I think, also weren't admitting about how you honestly didn't want to give up your spot. You didn't want to give up the seat. You went from, because I guess allegedly they both were competing for the position, and Lauren, you know, as Jess said, Jess was like, I know she's good. Like, shoot, just because she read better than me, y'all try to kick me off already. And it's like, Jess can acknowledge that she's doing really good at her job. Cool. But it still don't change the fact, I'm sure in her contract, it's like, I'm gonna come back. Like, you know, don't be trying to slip me on up out of here while I'm on, you know, baby break. But Lauren, this is where I'm definitely looking at her with my good eye, because by the time Jess got back, you should have been like, hey girl, you know, the seat warm for you, but you didn't do that, right? If you knew your seat was just, if you was just filling in, and then Jess gets back, and like Jess said, like, shoot, okay, so she didn't leave when I came back. So if she's not leaving, then that means y'all want her to stay? Because she's filling in for me, and now that I'm back, why is she still here? You know? And they're trying to make it a woman versus woman thing. Oh, you know, they love to pit women against each other. And people do, okay? But this was less about them. But Charlamagne, Jess said that you was telling her to feed into the nonsense, okay? And I absolutely believe it, because at the end of the day, you know, mess breeds views. And that's what Charlamagne was concerned about. And so if you come on now, all of a sudden y'all are having this conversation for the people or whatever, trying to work things out on air, and you sitting there acting like, oh, you know, don't, you know, fight against other women and stuff. So it's like, if she's not supposed to be fighting against Lori, then who the hell is she supposed to be fighting against? Because Jess is supposed to come back for her spot with Jess with the mess. But that's not what's happening. Y'all sitting there telling her to go, you know, read the stories with Lauren. But then Lauren, you know, in some instances, I heard was being very rude to Jess, talking over her in some instances. And I guess Jess was complaining about that behind the scenes. And but Charlamagne basically was telling her, like, you know, just tell her to shut the fuck up, you know? And I don't know if he said it like as in just in jest of being like, shoot, if she's, you know, speaking over you, like basically like make your presence known, like don't allow her to speak over you type situation. But, you know, Lauren definitely was playing the thing of like, you know, this is not what I want to do. You know, I'm not going to go there with you, Jess, or whatever. Like, you know, because she was like, because you're my talent at the end of the day. And it's like, okay, she's your talent, which only further reiterates, okay, you being a producer. And that means you're behind the scenes. So, like I said, that's what I just keep feeling like, okay, if you understand and you know you're supposed to be behind the scenes while Jess is gone, Jess is now back. So that means, Lauren, you would understand, hey girl, I kept your seat warm for you. It should have been an easy, you know, dust my hands off, hey girl, but it wasn't. You didn't give up the seat naturally because, one, you want to be there, and two, people behind the scenes also as well are telling you to sit in that damn seat, okay? And so Jess is picking up on that, which is why she's like, I'm asking everybody, yo, what's up? But y'all are just giving her kind of this, like these BS things of like, oh, you know, let's figure it out. Like DJ, oh, you know, let's figure it out. Like if we all four are gonna be here, let's figure it out. Okay, so let's. That's what Jess was doing. And if like, was she not? Like, was Jess not? That's what she was saying. Like, okay, let's figure out a segment. But her segment can't be Jess with the mess because, bitch, I'm Jess, right? And we have two different styles of things. So it's like, it was clear that there was, you know, some discombobulation and some collusion behind the scenes. And, you know, of course, Jess was like, admitted she was upset with Lauren at first and, you know, was kind of getting upset. And I'm sure Jess did feel a little bit of worry up in her gut about, like, oh, hell, I hope it wasn't gone too long. This bitch done took my spot, you know? Anybody would naturally feel that. But I also think, you know, with Lauren admitting, you know, there would be times she would send Jess stories and she basically just be like, girl, you got it, go ahead. Jess, you can't do that, girl. Bitch, you can't do that. You can't just be like, go ahead, girl. But I think Jess felt okay just telling Lauren, girl, you got it. Because she felt comfortable in the fact that I'm sure DJ Envy and Charlamagne and everybody up there was at Breakfast Club was basically like, girl, your seat gonna be here when you get back. Like, don't worry about it. So in Jess's mind, what made her comfortable was the fact of that's what they told her. Like, girl, everything's gonna be good. You know, we'll be here when you get back. Well, bitch, you can't do that because social media, interaction, you know, feedback from the public, that these companies don't give a damn about you, all right? They will cut you off quick, fast, in a hurry. Snip, snip, ho. So, yeah, y'all drop down in the comments and tell me, do y'all feel like they was playing in Jess's face? Do y'all feel like Lauren knew a little bit of the collusion that was going on behind the scenes? Y'all feel like she kind of knew but didn't want to say? I feel like Lauren didn't want to say because it wasn't her place. It's not her place to tell Jess, hey, you know, they kind of want me to stay around a little bit longer. And Lauren, you wanted to be, you know, on the front. You probably don't even want to admit to Jess that, like, you want to stay. So you're trying to kind of put it more on them as well. But like I said, it's more on everybody else around because, like, Jess ain't in charge of nothing, but she's got the right to ask, you know, like, okay, what the fuck's going on? And if she is staying, let's figure out now the new order of operation. Don't just have me coming back and we just sitting here fighting for airspace on Jess with the mess. That doesn't make any sense, you know? But yeah, y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all tell me what y'all think about Charlamagne and Jess and everything like that. I ain't even gonna talk about Corey Holcomb because I can't stand his old musty, mucinex, egghead, overweight, snuffleupagus, Michelin, burnt piece of crouton ass. I can't stand Corey Holcomb. Can I get a hug ass nigga? So let's go ahead and move on. Another person I want to talk about really fast. Y'all, Teyana Taylor. She She finally spoke out, y'all. So Teyana Taylor is letting the girls know she tired of Iman shit. But girl, you sitting there talking about you tired of Iman shit, but then at the same time talking about, you know, I'm a forever ride for him. You know, if it was some niggas jumping on him, I would be there, you know, to fight for him. But then at the same time, bitch, you sat there and said that, sharp turn. You sat there and said that, you know, you talked to this man or like trying to reach out to this man because everything, y'all know, that came out with the divorce, you know, she was doing everything she could to make sure it was private. And we all knew that when the stuff was first announced. She put everything in initials and, you know, was doing everything she could just for Iman to sit there and try to undo it, you know, because if there's one thing men understand about other men, anytime there is a divorce, immediately there is a feeling of men like, oh, she taking what's not owed to her. Oh, you know, she's you know, getting stuff that don't belong to her, or y'all always take men for everything they got. That's so unfair. Divorce is so unfair for men. That's why men ain't getting married. Shut up, okay? Literally, y'all shut up, because honestly, a lot of you niggas is struggling to find a bitch to marry you in the first place, okay? Statistics say loneliness epidemic, okay? So y'all can shut that shit up, one. And two, a lot of y'all talking about getting stuff taken from y'all, and y'all ain't got a fucking pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. But it still doesn't negate how, you know, the dudes that do have, you know, the Tory Laneses and the babies and now the Iman Shumperts, like all these men know how dudes deep down feel. You know, what's that other one I can't stand? The Adrian Broner and Antonio Brown, like they all had that same disgust. Go ahead, y'all. Sorry, I'm waiting on somebody to go by. They all have that same attitude towards women, and it's honestly like crazy. But yeah, so you know, Teyana's coming forward and just kind of really being like, this is so crazy. Like, I've given that man grace, y'all. Iman done up her car that had a wreck, and she bought another car. She had to buy herself another car because Iman fucked up that car. Like, literally, you've got to be shitting me. And then we knew about the divorce, like everything really got messy because he allowed that bitch with his necklace on to try to be all indiscreet, passive aggressive, and posting on social media. And so everybody was like, oh, like Iman clearly got another girl on his arm, right? And so I really am so upset with Teyana, because hearing how she's talking about, like, I behind the scenes am doing everything I can. I'm trying to stay in mediation, but he don't want to agree on nothing, so now we got to go to court. And I'm sitting there telling the judge, you know, no matter what, he's always gonna be my family. And a lot of times women keep that energy simply for the sake of the kids. And I know that's a discussion that has to be had about how women deal with ancient ass niggas and are dealing with bad relationships with them, but still having to maintain this false like identity, this false facade for the sake of the kids. Because a lot of times kids, you know, love their dads. Like, as you're a kid, you know, your dad is your hero, right? And so it's always on the woman to keep that up, right? Because if you tell the truth about him, and if you tell the truth about the dad and how he really is, now you're the one. Now you're the one that's trying to spoil the relationship between the kids and the kids and the father, right? Hold on, y'all. But yeah, it's like it'd be like, oh, you know, why are you trying to ruin the relationship with the father? You know, and it's just like, I ain't trying to ruin shit, but I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm experiencing something with this nigga, and I'm sitting here tired of being quiet. You know, that's effed up. And a lot of times to sit there having to go through the pain and silence, that's crazy. And to hear all this, and Teyana's like, and Teyana said it, she's like, I extended so much grace to that man that he didn't extend back to me. And constantly we're hearing the same stories of women giving men grace, chance after chance, time after time, you know, to get it right. And the nigga just spit in their face once again. What Summer Walker say? Only thing that's saving you is the heart of a woman. Okay, it's women all up in their emotions that always keep it's women in their emotions that constantly are allowing. Hold on, y'all. Ooh, y'all, I apologize. I'm here back at the house. I had a call. And so, yeah, I just wouldn't finish up this video. I was talking about Teyana and Iman, but long story short, y'all, it's Teyana girl, it's giving real, I don't want to say dodo bird, but yeah, dodo bird. Okay. And I'm hoping going forward, you can get your back crack in peace, and you need to start letting Iman have it, because that's why these niggas are constantly doing what they do to women, because there's this, y'all want to carry so much heart and this idea of like, oh, I'm going to be better than him. You know, I'm not going to stoop to his level. But bitch, if there's anything that needs to be done, is, you know, cut the Michelle Obama out. When these niggas go low, take it to hell. Point blank, period. So from one dodo bird to another, oh Lord Jesus, y'all, let's get into Jennifer Williams really fast. I just am amazed every time I see this girl in a new headline, because it's just like, literally, I just think to myself, how much dumber can this heifer get? Or how much, you know, asinine or crazy can their relationship look? And now here it is. We got Christian, Sir Scam-A-Lot. You know, it recently was dropped that he had, you know, some lawsuits happening because he was in charge of a Ponzi scheme. So now not only are you, you know, in a schmoozer, your ex had to jump out the window to get away from you. So not only are you that, you an ex-convict, and now you know, a fraud and a scamster. And it's like, Jennifer, how do you keep ending up in these relationships like this? It seems like you're just like always, how are you just coincident? Okay. How are you coincidentally always finding these wrong niggas? It don't make no sense. But nonetheless, y'all see here, Christian got a tattoo of Jennifer Williams, right? Is that Jennifer Williams? Y'all look at that tattoo and tell me, did that look like Jennifer? And the fact that she's smiling, right? Like, what picture of all the pictures that you picked and like could have picked of Jennifer Williams, you choose that one? And then the dude that you went to, I don't know, clearly portraits aren't his forte, because Jennifer Williams has a face that can be easily tattooed. Like the smile, like this right here, how she's looking in this picture right here, that would have been a good, you know, tattoo portrait. But I don't know who the hell this is on the back of your head. And it's given, he's trying to do everything he can to seem like, you know, he's dedicated to Jennifer and to do everything he can to persuade her into staying in this relationship, because he knows right now he finna be taking the fall. You finna be heading on your way on your way down to jail, back down memory lane. Okay, I'm sure you remember all the stuff that you had to go through in prison, and now your ass finna go right back.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
I'm sure all the homies is waiting for you to get right back. They're gonna be looking at the back of your head. They're gonna be looking at the back of your head while y'all in the showers. Oh man, Jennifer, oh Lord Jesus, it's just giving bird behavior. It's just giving dodo behavior. It's giving like pick me desperation. And men like Christian are the ones that you literally need to avoid, because girl, they the type of niggas that will fuck up your credit. Okay, But yeah, you guys, that was it. I want to get into those little bit of things today. Just like I said, come and shoot the shits with y'all. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and then come and review that. And y'all drop down in the comments, tell me what you feel about everything I talked about today. How do you guys feel about Teyana? Not too much on her bestie. Do you guys feel like Iman is the one who was, leaking all the information? Do y'all believe it was him? And why do you guys think that Teyana is still in the mode of like, although she's upset at him, like in the video or the live, she still very much is kind of carrying the energy of not too much on my bestie. She literally said, to this day, I love that man. She said in court, oh, he's still family. That nigga literally told you ain't his family. But then at the end of the video, you talking about to this day, if I saw him in a fight, I would jump in and defend him. Bitch, Teyana, if you don't walk away, let that nigga get his ass beat. But I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.